Why Coco Gauff has left a former world number 6 concerned ahead of the U.S. Open. Former world number 6 Chanda Rubin had one concern about Coco Gauff as she assessed her countrywoman's prospects at the 2025 U.S. Open. Gauff fell to a 6-2, 4-6, 3-6 defeat to world number 8 Jasmine Paolini in the quarterfinals of the Cincinnati Open. Against the Italian, Gauff landed only 54% of her first serves and won just 31% of her second serve points as she hit 16 double faults. The 21-year-old American overcame Wong Xingyu and Lucia Bronzetti en route to the last 8 in Cincinnati, while she also received a walkover from Diana Yastremska in the third round. Gauff has dropped from second to third in the WTA rankings after IGA Swiatek saw off Paolini in the final at the WTA 1000 event. The two-time Grand Slam champion was stunned 6-1, 6-4 by eventual winner Victoria Mboko in the last 16 in Montreal, having struggled with her second serve throughout the event. Speaking on Tennis Channel, Rubin weighed in on Gauff's preparation for her home Grand Slam at Flushing Meadows. Coco Gauff, she won Roland Garros. She made a tough transition onto the grass. She figured kind of tough turnaround. She had a lot of things going on. She didn't quite get it going there, said the 7-time WTA Tour singles titleist. Now, to start the hard-court swing, she's won a few matches. She's won some matches here, in Cincinnati. Didn't have to play a couple of matches. But I just thought she might be in a bit of a better place. We saw it with the double faults. She handles it so beautifully, but we saw her start to get a little bit frayed, get a little irritated, kind of direct it to her team there. So that, for me, would be the only concern. How is she feeling? Does she feel confident she can work through some tough matches in New York? Does she have enough matches behind her on the hard courts? So, that would be my concern, but certainly she has that ability. She has the athleticism to turn on, and in New York, she gets such incredible energy. I think that's going to go a long way for her. But certainly, the game was a little frustrating for her, certainly against Paolini. Tennis is a sport of whispers before it becomes a roar. A player may glide through tournaments, piling up wins, improving quietly, yet beneath the calm surface lies the ripple of unease from those who recognize the storm forming. In recent weeks, Coco Gauff has become that storm, and one former world number 6, an experienced campaigner with scars from her own career battles, has admitted to being concerned about what Gauff could unleash at the upcoming U.S. Open. But why would a 20-year-old, still carving her story, stir such emotions in a veteran who has seen it all? The answer is as much about psychology as it is about raw tennis ability. The weight of expectation turned into fuel. Coco Gauff has lived under spotlight since she was 15. Most players fight obscurity in their early years. Gauff fought suffocating attention. Comparisons with Serena Williams, the endless hype reels, the pressure to deliver immediately, these are enough to crush many careers before they bloom. But instead of cracking, Gauff has learned to absorb expectation and transform it into fuel. This season, especially in her North American swing leading up to New York, she's shown a maturity that belies her age. She doesn't just hit the ball harder, she hits it with intent. She doesn't just chase down impossible shots, she chases them with the knowledge that crowds now expect her to make the impossible routine. The former number SXS concern stems from this shift. Gauff is no longer the prodigy we're waiting on. She is the threat everyone must now prepare for. The aggressive edge. What unsettles veterans most isn't just Gauff's athleticism, which is extraordinary, or her fighting spirit, which has long been evident. It is the new aggression. In Cincinnati and other tune-up events, Gauff has revealed a willingness to dictate rallies rather than react. Her forehand, once criticized for being too loopy and inconsistent, has become a weapon under pressure. She steps inside the baseline, takes time away from her opponent, and dares them to come up with an answer. For former world number 6, someone who built a career on controlling points, watching Gauff rip through rallies with fearless abandon raises a red flag. Because aggression, once fully owned, makes a player unpredictable. You can prepare for a retriever. You can outmuscle a defensive player. But when a retriever becomes an aggressor, she becomes dangerous in every dimension. Mental steel, in tight moments. What wins slams is not just hitting winners, it's surviving storms. And Gauff has begun to show that uncanny knack for thriving under pressure. Tie breaks, break points, rowdy crowds, these moments no longer shrink her game. They expand it. The concern here is deeply psychological. Veterans know that tennis at the U.S. Open is not just about forehands and serves. It is about nights when New York roars at you, when momentum swings like a pendulum, when champions crumble under pressure that feels more gladiatorial than athletic. Seeing Gauff thrive in such moments during the build-up has forced observers to admit she's ready not just for matches, but for occasions. That readiness cannot be taught. It is earned, and she has earned it earlier than most. A growing aura. Every great player has an aura before they have the trophies. Serena had it. Federer had it. Djokovic had it when he was still just the young Serb. It's the invisible weight that makes opponents play tighter, doubt themselves, or try too hard. In the last month, Gauff has started to generate this aura. Players no longer see her as the plucky teenager to be tested. They see her as a contender who expects victory. That expectation radiates, and it unsettles even the seasoned. For the former world number 6 watching from a commentary booth or practice court, this aura is the true concern. Once aura attaches to a player, it spreads like wildfire. And at a slam, that wildfire can consume a draw. The American factor. There's also something uniquely dangerous about being an American star at the US Open. The crowd becomes your weapon. Matches turn into concerts of sound, every point amplified, every run of games turned into a wave that opponents drown in. Gauff, charismatic and grounded, has the crowd already in her pocket. For rivals, especially international ones, the prospect of playing her under the lights in Arthur Ashe Stadium is not just daunting, it is demoralizing. They know they will be facing two opponents, Gauff and the city of New York. The former world number 6 understands this dynamic all too well. She's lived it, perhaps even suffered from it, and knows that in the right hands, home support isn't just an advantage, it's a weapon of mass disruption. The flaw that's fading. If there has been one recurring critique of Gauff, it is her serve inconsistency. Double faults at key moments have haunted her in the past. Yet in recent weeks, she has shown visible improvement in both technique and confidence on serve. While it may not yet be flawless, the fact that the flaw is fading is itself a reason for concern. Because when a great player begins to patch their weaknesses, they elevate into a different category, not just hard to beat, but nearly impossible to break down. The former world number 6 knows the danger of this trajectory. Once weaknesses vanish, a player doesn't just win tournaments, they dominate them.